You've recovered physically, but have you recovered mentally?
You think there's something wrong with my brain?
Not wrong. It's that adverse childhood experiences or childhood trauma can have a lasting impact on how your body responds to stress. This can affect your social, emotional, and physical development. When humans are in crisis, the brain releases the hormone cortisol. Your heart races, your muscles tense. I wonder if your body is reacting to a gem equivalent of cortisol. Stephen, do you remember anything bad in your childhood that particularly stuck with you?
Here we are in the present and the almost past of the show that's about to end, and also the world that's about to end. It's me, Diregentleman, and I'm here with Riverly K. Congrats on your new form, by the way.
Hell yeah. Also, by the way, I'm working on a comic. If you want some more information, visit live streams and just see me generally working on it, join my Discord server, link in the description.
It's lit in there. It's great.
Also, I have a YouTube channel, but that doesn't matter anymore.
Who needs those YouTube rats? Who needs their validation?
I do.
So do I, actually. I don't know why I said that. Speaking of validation, guess who got validated for all of the trauma that they've been through this entire funny cartoon kids show? Steven Universe.
Oh yeah, him. I forgot about him.
It feels like this was a long time coming. You know what I'm talking about, that scene.
It's actually really funny that they mention it, because in other cartoons this shit happens all the time. It's a little kid going on all these adventures and you're so used to it, but then it's like the show just gets real. It's like, yeah, no, that entire cartoony shit that you thought was fun was actually traumatic.
Yeah, and the fact that they used episodes like the Cat Fingers episode and like Too Many Birthdays to kind of introduce this concept, and like they used the very first episode where like he's attacked by the monster while like throwing a cookie cat toaster at it.
Oh god,
like,
yeah.
Huh?
That's just unexpected. Like, you think of all the recent stuff, but you don't think of season 1 and how it could affect a small child.
Well, you know what's really crazy is that, like, I feel like that skull fracture, that might have been Jasper's headbutt, and that was one of the earliest things.
I didn't realize that. Oh my god.
It's weird to me, because, like, on the one hand, I feel like, yeah, this makes complete realistic sense, but at the same time, why the realism now? Like, after the fact, after everything. Like, this is a fantasy cartoon, and though I think it's, like, really important that, like, kind of people get this sort of, like, representation for, like, a very common condition in the modern world, because a lot of people have trauma. I'm very confused as to why it's, like, Steven Universe Future, the part where we explain why the show we did has these implications that are, like, real?
The worst part is that they could have ended it at Change Your Mind, and nobody would have, like, questioned it. We would have been like, yeah, they live happily ever after, everything's good.
No, Spinel needs to exist. Spinel makes this whole thing worth it. Without Spinel, like, I wouldn't even, like, Steven Universe would be dead to me if Spinel never existed.
I mean, to be fair, Change Your Mind was a kind of, like, I didn't like it very much. It was kind of rushed. I actually really like Steven Universe Future.
Steven Universe Future is, I'll give it credit, like the animation, most of the stuff that's been in it is so much better than, it reminds me of like season 1, but they're also like hitting you with like the actual gravitas of what it's supposed to be. I said this about the movie too.
I just realized something very dire.
Oh, you did it! Okay, alright, you have my attention. What's up?
I hope I'm wrong.
Oh.
Please, if I am wrong, you can send me off to heaven. But I don't think Spinel's gonna be in Steven Universe Future at all. I think she's done.
On the shoulder. She's on the shoulder. She can't not be in there. Why would they do that?
Yeah, but everything's about Steven now. It's all about Steven and his trauma. Where are they gonna fit her in at this point?
Well, okay. Well, then let's break it down. So Steven recently had his big sort of cringe moment where he proposed to Connie.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't go super well, because of course it didn't, because Steven, no, that's not how you decide what you do in your future. You don't just decide to latch on to somebody like a satellite and just become part of their life. Like, that didn't go well. But more importantly, because the Connie Steven ship is kind of on hiatus,
Oh my god.
there's a very distinct possibility that we could get Stanell. Stanell!
Is that something we actually want, though?
I don't know. Stupid people want that, not me.
I just realized something again that is quite dire. You know, it's a very real possibility that Connie goes to college or university and she fucking, like, you know, moves on away from Steven, where they're still friends, but she falls in love with some other college guy.
Who she inexplicably fuses with, like, just somehow, even though she's just a human. It's like she's got that fusion juice now, and she's just like, yeah, I could just fuse with this person. God. Oh, how embarrassing is that if you run into, like, your ex and they've fused with, like, the new Chad boyfriend? Like, you run into them and they are the person that they left you for. That's rough.
I guess my mind's more dirty, because I was thinking of, like, what if they were trying to fuck, and then she just fuses with him instead, and they're like, well, at least you're inside of me. Haha.
Oh, lol. And then Steven, like, does his, like, empathetic dream thing, and he like, enters Connie's sex dream somehow.
Oh god, no.
And he's just like,
Ew.
oh, I want to die.
I think he'd like it, though. Imagine if she's dreaming about him, and he's just there like, oh, hell yeah.
God, you know, the thing is, Steven's going through the puberty really hard, and every time I think about the fact that, like, he's a boy going through puberty, and I remember back to myself at that age, I'm like, oh no. He's probably got some embarrassing things he doesn't tell the crystal gems about.
We are so off topic, and we're talking about fucking gem boy puberty, just saying.
The show is about gem boy puberty!
Yeah, imagine if they find his porn and Garnet's just like... No, because Garnet with her future brain, imagine she's just there like, if I enter the room right now at this specific moment, there's a possibility I could see Steven whacking his pee-pee. And she just like avoids the bedroom like a plague.
Like, shape-shifting his pee-pee big and then, like, just slapping it with his shield.
I fucking hate you now. I despise you. I despise you.
Oh, that's so gross. Also, just like Pearl, like, imagine Pearl just, like, finding, like, Steven, what are all these tissues doing under your bed?
At least have the decency to put it in the goddamn garbage.
Yeah, or just bubble it and just send it to the temple room.
Imagine, like, Pearl's in there, and... Actually, no, Amethyst would know what's up. She would know.
Amethyst probably, like, just jizzes all the time, just for fun. Like, she just shapeshifts, like, a jizzer.
Okay.
So, I remember when this was about, like, the serious issue that is, like, PTSD. I remember that. But then we started doing roast quartz the way we usually do it.
Yeah, anyways, back to the serious topics.
Please, that's what the people are, I guess, here for? I mean, they watch the show, so they must be here for, like, in-depth PTSD discussion.
You know, if you go on 4chan, they have a very, very different discussion about this show. Like, very different.
Oh? Do tell.
Just look up /SUG/simulator, and there's this guy called Eat a Towel, or Go Eat a Towel, and he's got like an entire playlist about the things that happen on that website.
Interesting.
And it's basically gem waifu fighting, except they're not weeaboos. They're people like you and me, except a little bit more, you know, risque with their tastes in women.
Well, I'm sure that those are some good folks having a grand old time with their rock.
You need to watch that
rock
series.
wives. I think I'd probably.
They're also rock hard.
Rock hard. Hey, real talk though. Why Blue Diamond gotta be a dolphin? Like, what's up with that?
I think she just kind of looks like a dolphin. Like, she's got that dolphin aura. You know, when you look at her.
Yeah, she's like sleek like a dolphin, very sexually promiscuous like a dolphin. I mean, it's all there.
Yeah.
She lives in the ocean like a dolphin.
She also kills like little animal children for no reason, just for fun, and doesn't eat them at all.
She can experience cruelty like a dolphin. She has the sadistic drive of nature's fucking sex offender, the dolphin.
What's sad is that dolphins act a lot like humans. Like, they communicate, they do all these things, and we vilified them because they have rapists, but, you know, we have rapists too.
Yeah.
So.
I think dolphins would look upon us with disgust if they realized, like, oh, wait, you have laws, but you break them? What the fuck is up with that? We don't have any laws.
Yeah.
We still do, like, cruel things, but we don't have rules against it, so, like, whatever.
We're all sociopaths, and we all accept the fact that we're sociopaths. We love ourselves.
When you really think about
deeply.
it, dolphins, with their intelligence and their just, like, utter disdain for everything we do, they might be the closest things we have to gems. Like, they're just this race of sociopaths that live in the ocean, and they look at our rules and they're like, I don't get it. Why wouldn't you just, like, fucking kill, like, whenever you feel like it?
I really just want dolphins to develop hands. Yep.
I, like, just, like, human arm hands, like, just attached to their like, instead of flippers, just, like, human hands.
Like, they have flippers and they have little arms, like I guess, like, humans that stick out underneath. And they can tuck it into their bodies just to swim faster, like little retractable arms.
If dolphins come up on land at any point, we're done. We can't do it anymore. They're probably immune to, they are immune to corona, so, like, what can we do about them?
Do underwater animals have diseases? Can diseases, like, be spread in the water? Like the cold?
They don't have diseases because they have Cthulhu. Like, they have, like, the deep, dark, powerful diseases that, like, we could not even possibly manage. But somehow they do it better because they're doing it underwater, which is better.
My God.
Because, baby, it's better down where it's wetter, under the sea.
It's also wetter and better in between my legs. Kill me,
Excuse me. Whoa, this is a family podcast.
Imagine if, he's doing that action. And when it finally comes time, he, like, plans it, like, perfectly to, like, bubble his juice. Like, it comes out and it launches into the air and it just, like, boom, bubbled it immediately.
Oh my God. This is like we the great bits of Roast Quartz. Beach hunk shit pants. Bluebird Azurite double vagina. Steven Bubble Jizz. The unholy trinity.
Yeah, so about PTSD, Lapis is not the only one with PTSD in the club. It's like Steven has joined the chat.
I think that giving Steven PTSD in Steven Universe Future, in a way, I, like, have my issues with it in relation to the rest of the show. Because this show has, like, violent, wild tone whiplash, which we've commented on before. But I also like that the fact that they actually addressed it kind of sticks in the craw of, like, all of these people who are like, that's totally unrealistic. Like, people don't act that irrational. And it's like, yes, they fucking do when they're traumatized, you stupid hacks.
Though at the same time, I'm looking at Steven's character and it's like, okay, yeah, the show does, like, this whiplash thing. And I can't say it comes out of the blue, though. Because when you think about it really hard, it's like, see all these characters that are depressed and shit. But the main character is somehow immune? Like, that seems fucking weird.
He's just getting it as bad as everybody else has gotten it. And, like, it didn't take him, like, thousands of years. Instead, it just kind of... Well, that's the thing. The Gems never had doctors. They never had someone to be like, yeah, your life is pretty fucked. Sorry.
Imagine a gem psychologist. What'd that look like?
Blue Diamond is probably supposed to be, like, the emotional support for, like, the gem race. Like, I've thought about this. So, you know how the gems are kind of, like, pseudo-fascist in their, like, hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
So, what I'm thinking is, like, Yellow Diamond is the side of fascism that is all about, like, we are strong, we will crush the opposition, we are way stronger than them, and, like, we will destroy them. And, like, that's Yellow Diamond's sort of, like, arm of things. Whereas Blue Diamond is the side of fascism that is, like, the degenerates and, like, the weak enemies, like, are still more powerful than us because they cheat and they rob us of everything that we are. So you have to feel sad and miserable constantly so you know your place in this, like, sort of, like, fallen state that we're in. And Yellow and Blue, as a result of that, are kind of the two sides of the enemies are weak and easily crushed, and the enemies are always stronger than us, and you must despair in Black Pill.
That's actually really smart. I didn't think of it that way.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What do I know? I only make a bunch of videos on, like, cartoon genocide and whatnot.
You should make videos about real genocide. About the genocide that I commit every day.
No! Riverly, you must stop!
You know what I kill?
Oh.
I kill little internet reviewers like you.
Oh no! Ah! My brain!
I don't know what that was. It just came over me.
I think you sucked out my brain, but joke's on you, I never had one of those in the first place.
That's why it was so empty inside.
Exactly.
Next,
just
I'll
like
suck
my
out your heart.
And soul. Everything inside of me is empty. I am just a projection of light. I'm not, viewer, if you're watching this right now, you're not really watching us. What you're watching is a projection of us that already happened. We're like dying stars to you. This video, this podcast, whenever you listen to it, is already gone. These words have already been uttered. This moment has already collapsed into entropy. And soon, the moment that you are watching this will also collapse into entropy. Have fun with that.
I'm fucking terrified.
This is what you've done. You've released me. You've sucked out my like human half, and now I'm like Pink Steven. I'm the pure gem form that destroyed White Diamond.
Let's use this pure gem form to speak about what we were trying to speak of. You planned out this amazing discussion, and you have like this specific subject in mind, and we're just here fucking jizzing in bubbles.
Yeah, just jizzing in bubbles all day long. Well, if I can get back to that whole, like, people who, like, really come down on the show for having, like, characters who act irrationally, I think that the real problem is that it's the bigger picture, the grander scope that kind of mismanages things. Like, the plot kind of fucks up, but the characters and their psychology have always been the strongest thing about this show. And I think that, like, you can look at their psychological profiles and you can be like, yeah, that's a fully understandable psyche there. Even if the plot they inhabit is, like, ludicrous and rushed and, like, occasionally just really doesn't think through the implications of some of its darker elements.
You honestly put it better than I ever could. Like, that's 100% perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been thinking about this show nonstop, and like, it's weird because I've been taking this more seriously than I ever have, and I don't think it's really worth it because it's gonna be over in like a second. It's gonna be gone, and I'll never see Spinel again. And I'm not ready to let her go.
I'm not ready to let this show go. This show has been like, I made friendships because of this show. I met you because of it. I made like so many good friends, and it's just like, it's gonna leave. It's gonna be like Gravity Falls all over again. Like, I fucking bonded with people over this, and you know, it's just sad. Like, I mean, at the same time, it's like perfect. You know, it needs an ending, and I don't want it to last forever.
And it's kind of crazy that, like, you know, we've gotten this far into Steven Universe Future, and I have no idea what he wants and what's a good ending for him. Like, I don't know what will make him happy, and it's really crazy because, like, when have we been in this situation with any fictional character? Like, his story's over. He brought, like, lasting peace to the galaxy. He brought about, like, a new era. We're told, like, culturally that, no, you're supposed to be happy after that, like, that sort of accomplishment. But when it's, like, trauma, and when he's just trying to live a normal life, then it's understandable that, like, he's going to have difficulty going forward. Like, this is the part of the show that, like, nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if there was a Wizard of Oz sequel where, like Dorothy's just trying to get along in Kansas, and, like, whenever she hears, like, a monkey screech, she just remembers, like, flying monkeys coming down and taking apart her friends.
This might sound really weird, but, like, Steven is kind of, I guess, like, similar to, like, those, like, soldiers that, like, fight for, like, a revolution until they overthrow their government. But then they have to, like, rebuild the state, and they're just like, well, what the fuck do I put in now? I just hated that guy. What do I do now, bitch?
No, yeah, literally. Because, like, when you think about, like, Era 3, all that Steven really ended up doing was, like, bootstrapping gems from this, like, you know, sort of proto-fascism culture to just, like, America present day, which, I'm not afraid to say it, has a lot of issues.
We haven't even seen Homeworld. We don't even know what their new system is. So that's, like, the scary part.
It's fine. They're just happier. And they just do things better. We don't have to think about it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
We think about Steven, but we completely forgot there's, like, millions and millions of gems, like, across the galaxy that are probably freaking out.
Yeah. There's Zircons who are like, what do we do? Steven abolished all crime. How can I be a lawyer if there's no crime?
Wait a second, that makes no sense. Because Little Homeworld is literally, like, just a small town, or at least it's the size of a town. And you're expecting me to believe that the entirety, or almost the entirety, of that planet and all the other gems scattered across the galaxy, they're just kind of here now, learning and taking shit in.
I mean, I think there's just some gems that like just didn't show up, because like the call went out to like just the dissident gems, who like I guess heard the message and they were just like, oh man, it's true. I am morally compromised by like the system that I was raised into. I will re-educate myself.
That's the funny part, is that like we don't know how many gems there are, but it's implied that there's a fuck ton.
I think a lot of the gems would just be fine with Era 3, because here's what happens. They're just doing their business on their colony, and then the diamonds say, oh, by the way, it's Era 3, we're doing this now, we're not doing the other thing. And they're just like, fucking alright. And then they just start doing what the new laws are. Because, like, the most gems are probably just fucking normies who will just, like, kowtow to whatever the new order is.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have any beliefs. They don't believe in anything. They're just like, oh, we don't smash living things anymore? Okay, let's just smash rocks then.
I wonder what they're doing, though.
They're probably slapping their willies around like a bunch of fools.
They're probably fusing a lot. They're just like, yo, that pyrite over there? Damn, that's a hot-ass bitch.
There's just one planet who's like, hey, you ever heard of a cluster? Let's make one of those, but like alive, you know?
Yeah, it's called an orgy, baby.
It's just fucking Akira, just like on this one planet. Like, Yellow Diamond's like, you're all free. And they're like, oh, fucking finally! And they just like merge into a big like spasming, gasming pile. And Yellow Diamond's like, I'm gonna leave now.
I actually wonder if they turn into a giant slug or just like this giant humanoid thing.
They'll turn into Wormy Boy, and they'll just come to Earth and be like, Steven, become one with the pleasure neurons that we've become. Become one with Wormy Boy, Steven. And Steven will be like, alright, fucking, if I can't be Stevani, I guess I'll be Wormy Boy. Steven Universe is like, it's Candle Cove, because you watch it, and then you suddenly like are like, man, people are really broken. The world is very difficult to fix. And even if you think that you've like sort of changed horses in the race, people still suffer. Like you still like suffer the scars of what you did. Like Era 3 and Era 2 may not be that different after all. I honestly think like what we've gotten out of Steven Universe, what people have gotten for years out of Steven Universe, is this like kind of shared psychosis that has way far outreached what the show's scope was really ever possibly going to be, right? Steven Universe Future is like that psychosis brought to life.
Dude, I really want like Rebecca Sugar to hear what you just said, because I feel like that's probably the best compliment the show's ever gotten.
I don't know that it's a compliment though.
You just kind of called the show deep. You know, it's not just like, I'm 14 and this is deep. It like you literally just like said probably what like Rebecca Sugar wanted the show to be, but it kind of isn't because, you know, it's a kid's show.
I don't know what Rebecca Sugar wanted this show to be. I have no idea. It's ended twice. It's about to end 3 times. And it's gone on more hiatuses than my channel has. Like, I can't possibly fathom what Steven Universe is. And I never will. Which is why I must make videos about it. Which is why I must discuss it with you. Because, like, none of my other friends watch this. You're the one person I can turn to who I'm like, you seen this shit? What the fuck is going on? What's happening? Spinel injected some stuff into the earth, and now I'm seeing that it's like looking on the side of the mega injector, and it says like COVID-19. I don't know what the fuck that is. What happened?
Wait, did it actually say that?
No. But could you imagine if Spinel just injected Corona into the earth?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
the ultimate trickster. Spinel.
Yo, Steven can kiss the pollution away, but he can't kiss the corona away.
What do you get when you take a mentally ill cartoon and you cross it with a pink diamond who abandons her and treats her like trash? You get what you fucking deserve!
You get fucking corona.
You get fucking corona.
Oh god, just imagine she's there and she like offers Steven a beer and she's like, hey little boy, I know you can't drink, but don't worry, I'll give you a second set. She fucking injects him with like coronavirus.
I would love it if one of the last Steven Universe Future episodes is Steven, like, against, like, it's a parental guidance plus episode where Steven gets drunk at a party and he just bojacks out and he's just, like, fucking wrecking his life.
It's one beer, except Steven Universe style.
You know what it would be? Is, like, Steven gets drunk and, like, some gem shenanigans, like, happen. And it's, like, Kevin who gets him drunk. And then the cool kids show up and they beat the shit out of Kevin. They're like, Steven's underage. You can't give him drinks.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, like, Kevin would be that guy. And, like, I can so picture, like Buck just, like, beating Kevin down. It's like, he's a child, you monster. And Sour Cream, like, come on, Steven, let's go. I'll take you to my house.
Take you to my house, and then I'll take advantage.
No. Sour Cream's a good boy. He's not like his dad. He's nothing like the Moldy Cream.
Fuck Moldy Cream.
You either die a Sour Cream or you live long enough to see yourself become a Moldy Cream.
You know, mold actually tastes really sour. I've eaten and ingested quite a bit of mold throughout my life. Don't ask.
Out of respect to you and our friendship, Riverly, I will not ask. But I am concerned.
It was by accident. I was in the dark.
Oh, yeah, it was by accident. Just like the diamonds made the cluster by accident. Okay, all right, cool.
That's a real story, though. I was in the dark and I ate a piece of bread, and I was like, why is it all, like, why does it taste like that? And I turned on the lights. It was, like, covered in blue, and I was like, oh, no.
Oh, my God. Don't eat the blue diamond toast.
She tastes like shit. She's awful.
How dare you say that? How dare you say that? Why? Why would you say that about the most beautiful diamond ever?
I think you need to get over your obsession and face the facts that blue tastes like shit. None of them taste good, but blue particularly tastes like poop.
That is not what I want to hear. That is not what I want to hear right now at the end of all of this. It's got to have been worth it. You know, I spent all my money, like, to stock up my Corona pantry with Blue Diamond spit bathwater so that I could bathe every day in the glory of my goddess. It can't have all been for naught. All these years, it can't have been for nothing. Are you gonna say anything?
Do you like pina coladas? And getting caught in the rain? Do you like getting wet at midnight?
Is this like, you're gonna shoot hot comb? Your nuts are gonna quiver.
I was trying to do an ASMR of Escape, but I got really close to the microphone.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. I think that we've, I guess, in a way, covered the psychological ramifications of Steven Universe. I guess in some sense, we've covered what it does to us, which means that is the impact of the art. Any interpretation you can draw from this and everything we've said is, in some way, the result of a product created by Cartoon Network and Rebecca Sugar. So, no regrets, we did it.
I like the part when Steven jizzed in a little ball. That was a very entertaining moment of the show.
That's classic. I like the part where Steven's like, "Yo, White Diamond, why you so white?" And White Diamond's like, "Oh, you want to hear that story? Well, it began a long time ago, and the stains never washed out."
I was trying to bleach my skin. That's a reference to a serial killer. Not a serial killer. A school shooter, haha, if you know what I'm talking about.
Woo, oh, you're getting a little edgy up in here, up in the end of Roast Court.
He also never shut up a school, he shut up a grocery store, because he's a fucking lame person.
God, yeah, seriously. I mean, who does that?
He only killed 3 people. He wanted to kill like 10,000.
Could you imagine how distressing it would be to see a gun in Steven Universe? Like Onion gets a gun and like starts shooting up Beach City. Because it would totally be like, Onion, where the fuck did you get a gun? And he would just like stare into the camera and just like shoot. And like Steven is just like, get down, Mr. President. And he's like, puts up a bubble.
Honestly, it would be like, I got it at Walmart because the gun laws are bad. And Steve Universe is against the guns. And then boom, he'd shoot up a school.
Yeah. Amethyst showed me how to get the guns, and Amethyst just like picking her nose. She's like, yeah, what? I didn't know what it was. I've eaten like 4 of them.
I've eaten 4 of them, and I don't know why, but like when I take a shit, it fucking explodes.
No, I just imagine like Amethyst just like, Steven, use me to fight back, and just like shitting a bunch of bullets out, just like rapid fire.
God.
And then Amethyst turns into an M16 and just like has that like helicopter face where she's just like, ah, as the gun's like firing rapidly.
We've seen worse on Steve Universe. Like we've seen cannons, we've seen people getting shattered. Have we seen that explicitly? Like a gem being shattered?
We have never seen someone be shattered on screen. Strangely enough.
Okay, that has to happen in the last episode.
Yeah, but who?
It's Spinel.
You know, you just can't stop hurting me tonight. What is up with you, Riverly? Why? You just, I'm gonna write a comic. I'm so cool now. I just need to break Diregentleman's heart over and over again.
Sorry, just that I know she's your favorite. It's really easy. That's a bad excuse.
The thing is, I'm just way too invested. If anything bad happens to Amethyst, Spinel, or Blue Diamond, I take damage. It's like they're voodoo dolls. What is this curse of standing characters? Why do we need these fictional characters to like validate aspects of ourselves? It's Rebecca Sugar did voodoo magic on my brain, and now I'm just like, oh, these crying breakfast friends mean so much to me.
If you liked anime more, you'd be like, standing your waifu, my god. But at the same time, I feel like it's because we don't have enough friends. Like, I look at Pearl and, if Pearl hurts, I hurt. And I know it's because I have no friends.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's the alienation kicking in. Because, like, I was going to say, like, I totally have friends, but that's not, like, that doesn't, just because, like, I have, like, these friends doesn't mean that, like, the incentive for, like, social bonds is good and well in our society. I mean, we're literally in a crisis where you have to socially distance, and I just see all these posts from people who are like, haha, already been doing that for years, and I'm like, oh no!
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I can think of at least, like, 5 friends I have that, like, I could tell anything to, and, like, I talk to, like almost every other day. It's just so weird that that's such a rare thing for so many people. And it's not, like, a reflection on them. It's a reflection on, you guessed it, what global corporate capitalism has done to the world by putting a $sign on all of our, like, human interactions.
That's the scariest part. I used to have, like, a lot of friends where I was like, oh yeah, we hang out at school, so we hang out and forever. But then I was like, yo, these people are, like, kind of shitty. And I kind of just hang out with them to, like, either go to the mall or do all these stuff that, like, we buy shit together. And I was like, yo, my bank is crying and you don't ever hang out with me if you don't want to buy shit. So I guess we're not really friends because you don't want to talk to me for real.
Isn't that kind of what Steven's experiencing, like, towards the end of this show in Steven Universe Future? Because, like, he's literally realizing, like, all his friendships are founded on, like, doing gem stuff or fighting or solving problems. Like, it's the same way that people, like, their entire social circle is based on who they went to school with or, like, who they, like, work with in the great American workplace. But outside of that, there are very few places you can make meaningful bonds with people. Like, unless there's some common goal that, like, works to a way to get you more successful and profitable, you're fucked. Like, fun isn't incentivized. Like, that's not the way you make friends in our society.
Okay, now you're scaring me because you're right.
Again, Steven Universe Future is this, like, it's a magic mushroom you find in the woods and you ingest it and you get, like, Nostradamus, like, web of, like, society's malaise. Like, it has no business being that, but it's the fucking, like, it's the root from the tree of life. It's like Buddha's like fucking lotus tree. It's the thing that like Odin hung himself from for so many days and plucked out his eye to gain the forbidden knowledge of the runes. I'm Jordan Peterson right now. I'm going full lobster. I'm shedding my shell and becoming something different, something wormier. Help me!
Just calm the fuck down. You're going through Gemboy puberty.
He's going through changes.
Someone save this poor child.
You know what blows my mind? I've been getting a lot of comments on my over 100K genocide themes and cartoons video recently. And a recurring comment is that people are like, the diamonds didn't actually mean to do a corruption beam. They actually meant to wipe everything out, but they couldn't because they didn't have pink diamond.
Does that make what they just did better? Like
Yeah. That's literally my response. But think about the implications of that.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna kill everything. Oh shit, we didn't. My bad. Sorry. I just wanted to murder you.
Yeah, no, there's totally that. And like people are crazy for thinking that makes the diamonds look better. But so yellow distorts the form. Blue distorts the emotional state. White distorts the light. Pink's addition is she destroys the gem itself. Like just erases it. So when like Volleyball was talking about Pink Diamond's destructive powers, she meant that so literally that like Pink Diamond is actually the like destroyer of worlds. Pink Diamond's literal role among the diamonds is to break things apart and to create new life from like what the remains. That's why she has these rebirth powers from death. That's why she has this interaction with organics, because sometimes the Diamond Empire might need to grow things in order to like get more resources. She is creation and destruction. In the same way that all the other diamonds have roles, that is her role. And the show's never fully put that together, but by the end of Future, they just might. And that terrifies me, because that means this whole time we have been following Shiva, the god of destruction, like the maker and unmaker among this like pantheon of deities.
My god.
Who has reincarnated!
That's actually really badass.
Yeah!
That's really badass.
It's crazy! Rose Quartz was literally a goddess of like, of epic proportions. All this Hindu mythology stuff that's been like seeded throughout Steven Universe. It actually fucking makes sense!
The worst part is that Opal looks a lot like Shiva. I think Shiva or maybe a different one. Oh, shit.
Well, Opal...
Yeah, but she looks like one of the Hindu gods.
Yeah, well that motif like carries over like into Krishna and Vishnu and like a lot of them. But like, what's her face? Obsidian also has that whole thing. Like the Gem Temple, that design has always been like that. So it's like, I honestly think I OD'd on Steven Universe. Like, we've reached this point where we're like, oh no, it all makes perfect sense. This is the most brilliantly written, like brilliantly planned, deepest world-building show ever. I just don't know, Riverly. Like, will some people just never see it? Will they never understand that this is the best and worst thing to come out of cartoons in like years? Because there are shows I like better, that I enjoy more, but I have never hated and loved anything like I hate and love Steven Universe.
I don't know. Because when it comes to like hating Steven, I don't hate Steven Universe. I kind of like, I roll my eyes at it. Some things are just kind of weird, but my god, like I love this because it makes me think all these things. I don't hate it because it's like, the fascist. I just kind of sit there and I'm like, wow, they're fascist. That's fucking dumb, but okay. But you're sitting here like trying to big brain everything.
Yeah, because my brain's getting swollen like Steven when he's under too much stress. My brain is swelling up too large, and it's a problem. Spinell needs to inject some, like, dumb juice into my noggin, some dumb bitch juice up there, so that I can finally rest, I can finally sleep, I can finally cure this venom that is, like, Steven Universe Future.
I'm in shock right now.
It wouldn't be Roast Quartz if at least one of us didn't lose our minds. And it's usually me, to be honest. I usually lose my minds in these things.
You act like Steven when nobody needs his help. You're just there like, fuck, who's gonna analyze Steven Universe? No one's analyzing it.
You know what? There will come a day when no one's analyzing Steven Universe because it's gone.
That's so sad.
Yeah, perhaps that is sad, but that's life, I guess.
Oh man. Well, just get the coronavirus and we'll die.
We're young. We can withstand it, you know? We've got this.
If I catch the coronavirus and I walk into where I work, literally hordes of people would like just drop like flies.
That's roughbuddy.zuko.gif. I'm telling you, like, the thing is, my original plan was to review every episode of this series, and the big donut makes it really hard to do that, because hey, guess what? Even in coronavirus season, I still gotta show up. I still gotta wash my hand 40 billion times per day. I still gotta serve that soup. I still gotta make that coffee. I still gotta get those checks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I guess the moral of this story is, if you were expecting effort, guess what? You get roast quartz instead.
Hey, roast quartz is just as good. I appreciate it.
I do too. Honestly, this is good quality time, and I'm glad that I have you here with me to experience it.
Yes, me too, honestly. But I think we should wrap it up.
Yes.
That's why I have a condom here with me. Okay.
Yep. Well, you know, Steven's gonna need one of those sooner or later.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
I hope he's sterile.
I hope the last 11 minutes of all time in Steven Universe are just a 11-minute sex scene between Steven and Spinell.
That's so in character.
There's shapeshifting, and there's stretchy powers, and there's they go to the garden, and Steve Spinell sees Pink Diamond for a second and is brought to tears. Steven nearly is corrupted by how good he feels by being with Spinell. And it's just the most dramatic, powerful moment of television. And then it just ends before he comes, because the show should end on an anticlimax. Just like this podcast.
Oh my god.
I can't
oh my god.
believe we've come.